Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having a great day. Yeah, so I've been out for a while just taking care of some personal stuff. Thought I'd just go back to recording more videos of what's happening in our country and what's happening with the Democratic Party. But there seem to be finding new ways to screw things up. As you can see at this article saying flash warning sign for Democrats of Pennsylvania. For Democrats in Pennsylvania, voter registration rules. Yeah, you're gonna let me just go over this. It says Pennsylvania is nearly split down the middle, nearly split, and says as of July 2025, Democrats outnumber Republicans by just 59,000 voters, a steep drop from the nearly 1 million voter advantage the party held as recently a decade ago. What an indictment on the Democrats. I mean, this is what happened when you traded in the working class base for a bunch of SJWs. I mean, look right here. I used to live in Pennsylvania back in the 2000s, and Democrats used to dominate up and down the ballot. Look what happened almost 20 years ago. Like Edwin Dale, former mayor of Philadelphia. Yeah, he cleaned. He won in a landslide, 60% of the vote. And look at the counties he won. Look, it's not only just Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. He won like a bunch of other counties in the northeastern part, some of the western counties as well, which has not voted Democrats since, like Washington County, um, Cambria County, I believe it's Cambria, Elk County. Yeah, these counties, they used to be Democratic strongholds. They all used to be for working class voters. I would like to say, they were socially conservative, but economically they were to the left. And you know what? The fact is, this is how, like, they've been called, like, you see how all this identity politics, like, you have seen that any time that the party focuses on identity politics, they're hemorrhaging voters. And that's exactly what's happening. I mean, let's go more into this article. It says much of the growth has been lost in places where Democrats once dominated, in counties like Westmoreland, Washington, and Fayette, long defined by labor unions and the working class blue voters. That Republicans now lead by tens of thousands of registered voters. Luzerne County, once a reliable swing bellwether, has flipped. In parts of northeastern and central Pennsylvania, Republicans outnumber Democrats 2-1. Even Bucks County, one of Philadelphia's most populous suburbs, now has more Republicans than Democrats on the rolls. You know, last year I predicted that if Bucks County turns red, this election's over. And that's exactly what happened. Trump won Bucks County. First time in more than 36 years. And you know what? And Democrats, they're just relying on backlash to Trump to get back in power. But you know what? Once Trump is out of office, what is your game plan? You have none. You don't have any game plan against DeSantis or against JD Vance. You probably end up losing even worse. I mean, it says so, like, there's no ground game when it comes to the Democrats. There is none. I mean, I know because I know in Florida, like, basically, I don't see the Democratic Party anywhere. I don't see them registering voters. In fact, people don't even know what the hell they stand for. They're like, all they're doing is saying Trump bad, Trump outrage, identity politics. People rejected that. People don't want that. And, I mean, if you want to see an example of a dying political party, you're seeing it firsthand. Democratic Party is dying. Look, they're losing Pennsylvania. 1 million voters to 59,000 voters. This is DEFCON 5 level. A 5 alarm fire, guys. But if this doesn't wake people up, wake the Democrats up, nothing will. I mean, they already lost Florida. I mean, went from 800,000 registered Democrats back in 2008 to what you call it, 1.2 Republican voter advantage. Wow, what a big swing. I mean, now it's like, okay, let's look at this. Yeah, okay, so going more into this article, says this should be alarming for Democrats, said Burwood Yost, director of the Franklin and Marshall College poll, in an interview with Pennsylvania Capital Star. So only 22% of registered Democrats participated in the 2025 municipal primary, compared to 18% of registered Republicans. We're seeing a pattern here where even in traditional strong areas, Democrat engagement isn't matching expectations, he said. Yeah, I mean, no kidding, because, you know, I mean, look, when you have people like Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, both of them who are pathetic politicians running the party, I mean, it doesn't give you much hope. And even when people see AOC as too extreme, that doesn't give you much hope as well. And also, I would thought that Josh Shapiro would be a shoe-in for next year's governor's race. I'm starting to think he might have a more competitive governor's race. We might have a more competitive governor's race next year, despite of Donald Trump's approval rating, because of voter registration statistics like this. And if anyone thinks that, and you know what, even if Shapiro wins in 2026, it's probably going to be Pennsylvania Democrats' last hurrah, because this number is not going to reverse anytime soon. I don't see Democrats like registering voters. I don't even see people being enthusiastic about the Democratic Party. So they'd be like, yeah, we don't like Trump, but we sure as hell don't like you guys either. And good luck winning back the working class voters, because they don't trust you anymore. They don't trust the Democrats anymore, especially the establishment Dems. Okay, but it says, but the registration data reflects more than an enthusiasm gap. Pennsylvania Democrats have a math problem. It says state data shows over the past 5 years, Democratic registration has dropped by more than 300,000 voters, while Republicans have steadily gained ground, particularly in swing and rural counties. Democratic Spotlight PA, Democrat share of electorate fell from 51.2% to 44%. Yeah. Whew. And look, this is what the Republicans are doing. Building a permanent machine. One of the most vocal figures in the GOP's grounded game is conservative activist Scott Presler. Now, say what you want about Presler, this guy's committed. He's making sure that he can turn Pennsylvania into a dark red state. And guess what? He might succeed, because the Republicans had their head up the Democrats had their head up their ass. And Republicans, they out-organized them like anything else. You see them showing up everywhere. They see them registering voters. See, Democrats think that, selective outrage will motivate our base. No, outrage can only do so much. Have some concrete policy. If you can't do that, then don't bother. And it says, it's not about showing up in November, Presser said. It's about building something permanent. Presser's data-driven operation helped flip registration margins in key counties like Bucks and Luzerne. His volunteers used apps, postcards, phone banks, local events to connect with voters one by one. We're registering Republicans at gun shows, at archery events, wherever they are, he said on Megyn Kelly's podcast. Yeah, gun shows. Yeah, keep up with the gun control, Democrats. That really is working out. Oh, God. Man, I still can't believe it. 1 million voters to 59K only? Wow. I'm telling you, this is a dying party. This is a dying party. And it says, blue stronghold for now. So Philadelphia remains a Democratic bastion with nearly 3/4 of a million registered Democrats, but even there, turnout is slipping. Low turnout like this is a warning sign, said Lauren Cristella, president of the Philadelphia-based nonprofit Committee of 70. It means too many of our neighborhoods feel disengaged, disillusioned, or disconnect from the process. That's because nothing has improved. I've been down to I've seen these neighborhoods in Philadelphia. They haven't changed from much from 20 years ago. I mean, they're still real in crime. They have no jobs, and let's face it, the education's not great. And says in the suburbs, Democrats still hold their ground in places like Montgomery and Chester counties, but beyond those pockets, the Republican map has expanded. In District 9, which includes like Northumberland and Schuylkill, Republicans outnumber Democrats by more than 150K. In District 13, spanning rural central counties, the GOP leads 190K. Some within the Democratic Party are sounding the alarm. My party has to find a way to reverse the GOP voter registration surge. It continues abreast in 2025. Democrat strategist Dan Tudor-Lane posted on X, responding to a user who blamed unclear messaging. Tudor-Lane said, lack of policy, lack of clarity, lack of leadership, lack of strategy. Other than that, I mean, he's right on the money. He is right on the money. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, continue to listen to those SJWs in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. Yeah, they're really going to turn out to vote. You're getting outnumbered left and right. Man, see, like I said, this is it right here. Lack of policy, lack of clarity, lack of leadership, lack of strategy, and lack of trust. Forgot one more thing. Lack of trust. People do not trust the leadership of this party. They think you're insane. They think that we gave you enough opportunities to reverse things. Their lives have not, and a lot of people's lives have not improved. So there you have it, guys. There. So it looks like Pennsylvania is well on its way to becoming a red state. Despite Donald Trump's approval rating, Democrats find new ways to screw things up. Republicans are out-registering Democrats and in the state of Pennsylvania. And yeah, Pennsylvania will probably be the new Florida, meaning it will become a red state. And once it becomes a red state, it's difficult to turn back. All right. So that's what I have. Feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. I mean, if you're a registered Democrat, yeah, you're not going to like this news, but you know what? The news doesn't care about your feelings. And also, if you're a Republican and hardcore Trump supporter, yeah, this should be music to your ears. Anyway, you guys take care and stay safe out there. I'll be posting more videos going forward.